Is this it? Could we finally be crawling out of the dumpster fire that is the Bayverse? Hi y'all, Snarky J Cosplay here. The first teaser trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beasts is officially out, and boy is there a lot to talk about with this one. Sure, we've got Maximals, we've got Terrorcons, we've got our familiar faves finally back up on the big screen, but beyond that, we have hope. Transformers have basically died out of the mainstream for how terrible the last few movies have been on account of Marky Mark and his pal Michael Bay. Rise of the Beasts is actually set up to be part of the continuity set up by 2018's Bumblebee, which has very little, if anything, to do with the bloated, explosion-filled disaster that the Bayverse eventually became. It's also supposed to be the first film of an all-new trilogy, which means we might be getting some Transformers content over the next few years that doesn't suck, and we might actually see Transformers make a comeback from garbage to something that's actually relevant and quality in the mainstream media. So I want to talk about what Transformers Rise of the Beasts is set to be. More casual fans of the franchise and moviegoers that really don't know all that much about Transformers might be asking themselves, why do we need animal Transformers? Well, Transformers Rise of the Beasts is actually based on the 1996 series Transformers Beast Wars. Now let's jump right into this teaser. We kick off this trailer with an encounter between Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal. And that's not a mistake. Optimus Primal is actually the leader of the Maximals, and he's basically the equivalent of what Optimus Prime is to the Autobots. I do want to mention right off the bat that I still love this version of Optimus Prime. I actually hated the later Bayverse designs. The first ones were a little overdone, but I could get on board with them. But towards the end with The Last Knight and Age of Extinction, these guys just started looking like samurai knights. I mean, this does not look like it would ever transform into a truck. Where are the tires? Where's he putting them? That's a little suspicious. I don't know where they are. I like my Optimus Prime when I can see the windows, where I can see the tires, and he looks like it makes sense that he would turn into a truck. And they did a brilliant job with this design in Bumblebee, and it looks like they're keeping mostly the same design here, and it looks absolutely fantastic. During this encounter with Optimus Primal, it seems like Optimus Primal might be from the future, and I do want to point out that he is being voiced by the incredible Ron Perlman, who is super snarky during convention appearances, and I sort of love. After that, of course, we get a glimpse at fan favorite Bumblebee, who is keeping a slightly upgraded version of his design from the 2018 film, and it's always nice to see him back because I think that the 2018 film did wonders for him as a character. I think that in the Bayverse, pretty much every Autobot had just been transformed, pun intended.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Into one-liner machines that really had no real personality, and the Bumblebee movie really changed that, so it's really nice to see Bumblebee back in action, knowing that the writing is so much better. Now, of course, we get a glimpse of a Porsche 911, and we see one of the human companions in the film, Noah, climbing into it, only to discover that the badge on the steering wheel is the Autobot icon and not the Porsche logo. After we get a glimpse of that really cool hologram-like ability, we know that this is Mirage, and he's actually being voiced by Pete Davidson, who apparently took time out of his busy schedule of hitting up every single woman in Hollywood to come and voice a Transformer. Now, I do want to note something here. While I am excited to see Mirage, and I think that this version of the character is pretty cool because yes, we're finally seeing his neat little party trick in live action. But the choice of making him a silver Porsche with a blue stripe is really confusing. In G1, Mirage is a definitely not street legal race car, so I understand why they wouldn't keep that design for live action if the whole point of the Autobots is that they're, you know, in disguise. But we already have a Transformer that happens to be a light-colored Porsche with a blue stripe, and in G1, that's jazz. Granted, he's not a 911 like Mirage is in this film, he's actually a 935, but it's still a Porsche, and that sort of makes it confusing. But anyways, I'm getting caught up in G1 designs. We get this really cool shot of another Maximal character running alongside Bumblebee. This character is actually Cheetor, which is the counterpart of Bumblebee for the Maximals. Also worth mentioning this really brief snippet of Air-Razor. She's one of the integral members of the Maximals team, and her alt is a Peregrine Falcon, which is pretty neat, and I love seeing the female representation because we've also got RC. She is back with a super 90s character design, which I absolutely love. I mean, look at that face. My only gripe, and I hate to be that guy, but I will. She's being voiced by Liza Koshy, you know, the one who was on Vine and then was a YouTuber, and I've never found her all that funny. I saw her in a Medea movie, and I really don't think she can act. Don't judge me on watching Medea movies. So yeah, I don't know about that casting choice, Chief. Also relevant in this shot, that Volkswagen camper that RC is holding onto, yeah, that's not just a camper in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's actually the alt for Wheeljack, who happens to be one of the brainiacs of the Autobots. Now, stay with me. After that, we get this shot of Bumblebee getting choked the F out by what seems to be our film's big bad. This isn't confirmed, but I'm pretty sure this is Scourge, who is the leader of the Terrorcons. We also get a really cool glimpse of Rhinox charging up a beam to shoot out of his mouth. Rhinox happens to be the right-hand man to Optimus Primal. Well, okay. Right-hand animal? Right paw animal? No, gorillas have hands, I was right. Now, besides some other random human moments, we get this really neat shot of Mirage transforming from his alt into his main form behind Noah, and I have to say I'm absolutely in love with this transformation. Like I said earlier, in the later Bay films, I feel like they just made everything super complicated, just overly styled, and the transformations were sort of unbelievable and just jumbles of CGI. This, in my opinion, looks purposeful, it makes sense, it feels inspired by G1, and it feels like they're really bringing the true spirit of Transformers back onto the big screen. Now, look, admittedly, I'm aware that Transformers are not considered works of art. Transformers were developed in the 80s just to sell toys, and they were cool toys. I mean, who doesn't love like human-looking robots that transform into cars? I don't even have to be an 8-year-old boy to be excited about that. But my point is that I get that it's just a toy-selling franchise, but eventually Transformers developed a heart and a spirit that we all sort of grew to love. And it sucks that Michael Bay's films did a big enough job of destroying that Transformers literally fell off the face of the earth into obscurity. This might have been a short teaser, and there's still the possibility that when this movie comes out next June, it could disappoint. But the fact of the matter is this: we love our Autobots, and some of us love our Decepticons. And after years of watching Michael Bay antagonizing Megan Fox and antagonizing Transformers fans with terribly disappointing movies, it seems like we're finally headed in the right direction, a new direction with a new Transformers franchise. And that's all from me. I've been Snarky J. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on the teaser trailer for Transformers: Rise of the Beasts in the comments below.